Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back once again. Friends, today's story, which is going to be explained. His name is 12 Feet Deep Brian. Name girl who goes swimming. Getting ready, but before leaving, she checks her sugar level because I have diabetes, and then I wear it on my finger. Huey takes off the ring and puts it in the bag because it is worth his life to him. She is so sweet that she jumps. On the other hand, we have John, the owner of that pool. Let's see who inspects there. Reaches the locker room where stealing a cleaning worker, catches hold of him and says that this time he let him go, but next time he will let him go from work. She apologizes, second scene. And we see another girl her name is Laura. She is Brian's younger sister and now Laura has also come to swim today. Has been in the habit of taking drugs for years, but now she wants to give up this habit for which she is trying very hard. Well, now she goes inside with her clothes and I meet Brian, and they both talk a lot. And then Brian tells him to come inside. Both of them start swimming, but after some time John comes and tells everyone that now he should come out because the pool is about to be closed. It's time, but Laura says now. So it's time to shut down, John says. That feels like you hit the walls. Haven't seen the posters since weekend. Vacation is about to start, and next 2 days. The pool will remain closed till now, so come out quickly. Go, I have to close it. He would agree. And then one by one everyone would come out. But Brian is very nervous. Huey Lager. But Brian is too much. She looked nervous. Actually, she was ringing. I had taken it down, but it was nowhere to be seen. She searches for him a lot, but finds nothing. Didn't know then Laura sees that the ring has fallen in water. That's why it jumps to pick it up, but goes down. He realizes that those rings are the ones below. She is trapped in a net. She tries very hard. I have to take it out, but it doesn't come out. That's why Brian is also down to help him. Now both sisters jump together, trying to get him out. But they did not know that the ring will probably become the cause of their life. Because at the same time we see that John looks around, but finds no one in the pool. If it is not visible, then it turns off and comes out now here for the next 2 days. It will stay closed until Laura finds out that the pool is about to close, so Brian. And then she leaves the ring and goes up. She starts coming, but friends, she delayed. Granted, this pool is now closed. A sheet has arrived, and she is scrambling. They scream and shout, but it's no use. Here we see that John. The club has been closed from outside too, and now he has started towards his home, i.e., now. The real game will start from here. You may have heard or seen it like. As time goes on, Laura will become more and more. She starts panicking unnecessarily. Brian starts screaming and calms her down, and says that if you keep shouting like this, if you stay, your energy will reduce. You will feel hungry, so calm down. Go after some time, they will find a hole there. Get what was in that sheet. Laura try. She does it. But what about her hand in it? Couldn't even get one finger out. It was impossible for a human being to go out. That is why Brianna goes off to find something, so that he can enlarge that hole, that pool. Beans around, then go and get a piece of fiber so that it can tries to make it bigger, but there's no use being that strong, that the fiber has no effect on it. Now seeing all this, Laura started screaming more. He was convinced that now they were dead. He will go and fight with Brian on every issue. Starts from which it was clearly visible that he just wants to maintain his relationship. She would have been similar to Brian if she lived with him. But Brian is not like that, she tells him. Don't be afraid when David finds out that if I didn't return home, he would look for me. We'll definitely come here after searching. That's why a little. Be patient. But you won't be like Laura. He was doing something wrong again and again. She keeps talking, and then finally we know. It turns out that in reality that ring is the pool itself. Because when she found out that, now friends, David has gifted it to her. As Laura Brand's life from the beginning has been burning in waves because she's everything she ever wanted. Rich husband, a big house, a big car. All the money. But on the other hand, Laura is all weak, goes to drug de-addiction center. When Brian hears about the ring, she gets very angry at him and recites so much that even she says, "That's why you're different from me. Yes, I am happy in your happiness, right? Look, I'm jealous of that foolishness of yours. Because of this, we are in so much trouble." And it also says that if I die, I am responsible for my death. You must be the one. Now Laura doesn't say anything and she stands there silently because it is a mistake. Now after a while, Brian. She goes down and starts taking out that ring of hers. And this time she tries her best and ultimately she succeeds in this task also. Then she gets an idea and immediately comes up and tells Lara that we should go down. That mesh will have to be taken out with its help. We can break this sheet because the irons, but Lara says no, she is not going down. She is afraid of water. Here is Lara continuously using the same fiber sheet. Keeps trying to bite, due to which that's why his hand gets hurt. If they hear the phone ringing. Guys, Brian was right here. David was calling because she didn't reach home. He stands outside the pool. But it has been closed here continuously. There was a ringing, but so much, it's unfortunate that they can't do anything about it. Even here, Lara doesn't feel at ease. She starts saying something negative so that Brian gets angry and late asks to keep quiet because now I'm getting a headache after going to the corner. She stands up seeing him so upset. Lara asks what happened and tells that he has diabetes for the last 3 years and if he didn't take his insulin, he would fall into a coma. Now Lara can also go after hearing this. Feels bad because she is his sister. That's why he again tried to cut that fiber. Brian's condition seems to be getting worse now. It was hit, but they still have some chances that we can get out of here alive. They will have to find that way, and we will have to do something else. It turns out that Brian has some past. Wasn't very good, but he still. No one complained when Lara, if you ask about the injury on your hand, she says, I told you about it. I told you earlier also. Why are you asking? So Lara says that you told me half the story. Told me I want to know the whole thing now with him. Having no choice but to tell him. She says that one day when he was little, his dad came home drunk. He lit a cigarette and fell asleep and the cigarette burnt on the sofa, after which the whole house. There was a fire. He tried to save his dad. Tried a lot, but could not escape, and during this time one of his hands got burnt by me. I have always hidden this because I am not. Wanted you to remember these two again. Do it when our dad used to beat us. Now it feels very bad to hear Lara coddly. And she also tells him about herself. Now I have gradually given up drug abuse so that she can become a good girl like him. And she also apologizes for her actions because she realized that Brian was not her good friend. Sister, he thought very badly of her. Meanwhile, he hears some sounds. Lara, she says, I told you no one will definitely come. Actually, friends, this is the same worker. Is the one who was caught stealing. Its name is clear. It is Brian's. She goes near the ringing phone, and then Lara's voice also comes, and she understands that someone is definitely trapped inside. Instead of saving them all of their bags, steals money and steals their ATM card. She also keeps calling David here continuously. Was coming down there, Brian says. Get us out of here quickly. Otherwise we will die, but Claire starts behaving like a psycho. He enjoys seeing them both in trouble. After some time he called Brian. Asks for the password. They think that maybe she'll call an emergency number. That's why Brian tells her the password, with the help of which she unlocks his phone. There were many messages from David in it, and when Claire sees photos of them together, so she understands that he is very rich, that's why. Starts blackmailing him, and she tells me that I was released from jail only last month. I have been released, and have now returned to my home. You don't have money to pay rent, and that's why you quickly tell me your ATM pin. After I will release you, it's all here. Hearing this, Lara tells him very bad things, and also abuses, but Brian knew he had very little time now. She tells him the pin and says, now, you free us, but make it clear. She doesn't take the ATM pin and leaves. Goes and leaves both of them to die like this. Leaves for some time after he leaves. After that, Brian's condition started deteriorating. He has to do something. That's why she goes down to open the same net, but here and comes back midway. Because now he was afraid of water. Bran consoles and encourages him, and asks to try again, but she can't do that now. Time starts passing. Brian's health started deteriorating further. If he doesn't get insulin, then he really will go into coma, i.e., death, which Lara won't let it happen. She still has that hole. Brian is trying to make it big. She asks him, why haven't you told me yet? Told me that I was with you once in rehab. What happened? Lara immediately told her to keep quiet. She says not to talk about it. I don't want to tell anything to anyone. Brian understands, that's why she doesn't even speak. Yet again, we are a layer apart. Who came back very angry. I say that you guys have. You should have told me that you cheated. I have only 0 in your ATM. I am not going to save you then, Lara says. I hope you come here for something very important. Claire goes to the same hole and she puts her ear there, but here, Laura whispers angrily in his ear, inserts fiber, so that it becomes madness. There is a lot of bleeding from his ears. I was cleaning it a lot. The chlorine gas in the pool was getting angry. She opens it. And then what was to happen? Both of them. Brian starts suffocating the sisters. I regain consciousness after a short while, but Laura tries to keep him up again and again, tells him to stop it. Claire also understands that if I die, then the whole matter will go beyond what it is. Because of this, he will have to go to jail again. That's why she goes and turns it off now everything. Brian becomes somewhat normal again. Also regains consciousness, and Laura holds him. Keeps it because there is no energy inside it anymore. She was left unconscious, but clear, that the actions of a psychopath do not diminish. Keeps demanding something or the other from them. She says she wants some things. Only those things which are very valuable are kept here. Now they have such a thing. There was nothing then. Brian reached for his ring. Laura looks at him and tells him not to do so. Because now I trust Claire. Don't have them but her for Brian. And his sister's life is more than this ring. It matters, so she gives it to him. But this year he again absconded with her. It happens, and Laura knew that is why she tells him not to do this. Both of them should have lost hope now. They don't see any way out. Then we see that the pool sheet, it's starting to open. David has reached there. Police is also present with him who take out to save, but like that we know it's just a brand of, it's a dream. His eyes open, and these people, still hanging between life and death. They have been here for several hours. Hypothermia after being in water for so long. They may also notice this. Should be kept, but for now Laura has to keep her. Have to save sister at any cost. But now she has given up, because when she wakes up from her sleep, she sees that Laura is in the same place. Brian is cutting his own throat with a fiber. She immediately stops him and says that now what will she do, even if she is alive? You don't have your family. But even if I survive, I will still be drunk. I will start doing it. But then Brian comes. She hugs him and says, you still have your sister. Looks up clearly that Brian has. David's message comes that if he doesn't reply, then he will go to the police. Claire gets scared after seeing that she has to go, and starts thinking that if both of them are here, if she dies, then the trouble will increase for her. If she survives, go out and tell her name. That's why she goes to him and says that, I will throw you both out, but you have to promise that you will never. Nobody knows anything about this. You will not tell me, nor will you go to the police. Laura makes promises, and then clears control room. She goes and starts entering the code to delete the sheet. But he was wrong, perhaps John. It may have been changed, and that's why this is happening. Yes, she comes and tells the same thing to Laura and says she can't do anything now in this. After saying this, she goes down from there. Laura sees that her sister is now unconscious. He feels like he has to do something. He will have to do something, whatever work he does. This time she is not able to do it due to fear. He will have to do that. That is, he will have to do it through that lattice. You will have to go closer and bring him out. She gathers a lot of courage and goes down. And use all your strength to take it out. Tries but can't. But this thing cannot happen again. Comes upstairs where she sees that her sister is about to die. She has fainted. She tries again, and this time she pulls the net with her towel, and finally the mesh comes out, after which she starts breaking that sheet with great force, which also breaks in the next moment. Comes out with her sister. But she was unconscious. She tries very hard, so that he regains consciousness. Only then he needs to be given insulin. I remember that one from Brian's back. She takes it out and gives him a dose like this. There comes Claire again and points a gun at them. But now Laura, the original Laura, is no more. She has changed. She folds her hands in front of him and says, that let us go, I promise. No one ever cares about you. I will tell you. But friends, Claire, I am sorry. She demands and lowers the gun while crying. She even takes his ring, makes him pay back his mistake. I started regretting now after he left. Laura calls the police and an ambulance she comes immediately and gives them treatment. It's some time later when Brian regains consciousness, so he can't believe he survived. Laura was standing in front of him. That was her ring. While giving it, she says that this is your trust now. Brian to his little sister. Seeing him, both of them hug him. All the grievances that we had in between. If it ends, then friends, if you want to recognize someone, then you help him once. Ask, because when you are in trouble, at that time you will know that person. How much do you value, like Laura? Even if so much for Brian in her heart. It was sour. But she was his elder sister. It was real blood. That's why he killed his sister. This story took its toll after saving itself. This ends here. See you next time. Grinding in video. Out.